Hey, so in this video, you're going to discover Amazon product launch strategy for 2022. So we're going to be talking about keyword rankings, how to get to page one. We're going to be talking about brand awareness, micro-influencers, and ranking keywords to page number one. So after watching this video, you, my friend, hopefully are going to be able to rank your product on Amazon pretty well and have a great launch. And today I'm accompanied by Marcel Marculescu, and he is from IntelliRank. And guys over IntelliRank help sellers to rank their products over on Amazon. So Marcel, man, welcome today to the channel. Happy to have you here, man. And please introduce yourself and then we'll dive into the content, man. Welcome.
Absolutely. Hey, Vova, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here. So, hello, everyone. My name is Marcel Marculescu. I'm the CEO and co-founder of IntelliRank. And today we'll be sharing a strategy from, let's say, within our own agency that we're using to launch and rank products on the Amazon Marketplace. So let me start first with a little bit about myself. So far we've helped like thousands of Amazon sellers launch and rank their products on the Amazon Marketplace. Also, we've helped them build brand awareness through micro-influencers on Instagram. Overall, this is a huge strategy and a very important strategy that any Amazon seller should do, if you ask me, because in the end, you're trying to build a brand. And if you're trying to build a brand, of course, it's important to make your brand known and everyone to talk about it and people to join in. Now, of course, I do not want to monopolize this over a brand. If you're having a brand that's, a brand from my point of view is like building a brand around a certain niche. So all the products are complementary within the same niche and they're all, telling the same story. But if you're selling from all, let's say, categories of Amazon, like from baby, from household, from, sports and outdoors, from everywhere, and you're making money, it's perfect. It's either way is okay, as long as in the end it's important to cash out. That's the very important factor here. Yeah.
Welcome, man. Welcome to the show. Yeah, glad to have you here, man. It's a privilege to have you here as well. And yeah, hopefully the viewers are going to enjoy. I saw the presentation beforehand and it's awesome. So happy to show it, share it. Yes.
Yeah. Let's dive in and let's go slowly into things. Also, once questions arise, let's stop for a bit and maybe debate on some important topics here. So yeah, it's going to start. So we start from the four key factors of a successful Amazon business, and these are a good quality product. This is very important to make sure that you're sourcing a good product. Also, here's a tip for any quality product: try to offer maybe more than the customer is expecting. Usually, that leads to a successful customer. So if they're happy with what they're receiving and it's an unexpected value that you've added to the product, apart from everything that you're advertising on the Amazon listing, this might lead to a very good review. So this is very important to keep in mind when packaging the product and making it ready for the Amazon Marketplace. The next step would be to create a professional listing. A very good listing is important because the keywords there will make you relevant and will display you on Amazon while customers are searching. So doing the keyword research and integrating those keywords into the listing is imperative if you want to be, properly and shown in front of the right audience. My team is doing this has been doing this for a long time, and we've seen this is a service actually that has built up complementary within our agency, because sometimes people were coming to us with a poorly made listing and we needed to adjust it and to recreate it in order to target the exact niche and make sure that the ranking actually was successful. Otherwise, bad listing can lead to maybe bad ranking, and yeah, that's not a good thing. The third factor here is the actual ranking, and what ranking refers to is your actual position on the search results. So if you're looking, for example, for a yoga mat, let's take that example for a moment. If you're looking for a yoga mat, you can go on the Amazon Marketplace and type in yoga mat. Now, the results there will be displayed based on the number of sales that each product has. So the first one, apart from the sponsored, we'll look into organic for now. Sponsored is clear. With PPC, you have sponsored display there, and for every click that you'll get from the customers, you'll be paying a certain fee from $1 to $10, whatever. That's the sponsored area. It's very good to be there, but also being there on the first page and organically gains you more real estate, and the customers will see more of you, which will lead to a bigger chance of actually purchasing from you. Now, in terms of the organic ranking, it's important to sell more than your competitors on that specific keyword. This is very important because you might be, at a certain point in time selling a lot of products, but maybe you'll be on position maybe 200 on this keyword because you never sold on this one. You're selling on several others, but not on this one. Of course, it's a matter of, let's say, Amazon will boost you slowly on relevant keywords. If you're getting, let's scroll back a bit. If you're targeting, let's say, yoga mat, and you're getting sales on this one, of course, you'll be gaining sales on, I don't know, yoga mat and another keyword, blue yoga mat, or I don't know, yoga mat with a pattern or something like that. Those keywords or long tail keywords will get a little bit of juice, and you'll rank also slowly on those as well. So this is pretty much how, from the helicopter view, how ranking works. But at the end of the day, the more you sell, the better you'll be in ranking. That's something that Amazon values. Yeah. And fourth key factor here that we will be talking about today is actually brand awareness. Brand awareness is a good factor in 2021, and it will be in 2022 for sure as well. The idea behind it is to make your brand known and put it in front of micro-influencers, people that have passion around your brand, around your niche, and are using this type of products on a daily basis. Now, this is the overall long-term strategy that we see as a good fit for any Amazon brand. First of all is the Amazon keyword strategy, when you're targeting and trying to be organically on the first position. Also PPC, again, is very important to be ran correctly and, with a good ACoS there and a good return of investment. And we're adding here the micro-influencers program, which is a very good source of content, branding, and of course, reaching out to people outside of the Amazon marketplace. Now, also taking into consideration that 2-3 months ago, Amazon launched this social media and external traffic benefit, which gains you a little more, if you're brand registered, will gain you a little more return on every product that you're selling from external traffic. So make sure you take advantage of it. That's very important.
So,
yeah.
Marcel,
yeah.
Can you bring it a little bit back to the previous slide here on the before that? Yeah. So just to wrap it up quickly. So just for the successful Amazon business from a helicopter view, right?
Yeah.
Quality products first, because if it's not quality, eventually it will die out. Bad reviews and people are not going to be satisfied. So that's like the basics. Good listing, then a good way to sell this product, to present it to people so they know what they're getting, and hopefully we even give them a bit more, as you've mentioned. Maybe we put something in the package. Maybe if it's some sort of product, we can add a little product connected to it that is complementary, and they're not expecting it, because then they're like, oh wow, like I never had that, like exciting. And then we ask them for a review, and then while they're excited, they might leave a review. So that's kind of about the product, the good listing, then ranking. We choose which keywords to rank for. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but we just know that we need to concentrate on some keywords, rank them to get up, so we get those sales organically that are connected to our product, of course. And then, of course, brand awareness, to make people talk about our brand, and perhaps even find other people in the niche, like micro-influencers that are passionate about our products, and we can give our products to them so they can tell about them to their friends, to their followers. And this creates more people talking about your brand, and then they even go on Amazon searching for your brand name, and creates a pretty cool snowball effect. So that's just to kind of to wrap it up. And then after that, the next slide, we had, what you mentioned is both of the strategies. So we have to get up the keywords on Amazon itself, so we get sales from there through organic ranks eventually, and also through PPC. We, by the way, in our brand, we always use PPC. Like, we don't turn it off, even if we're on top spots. Some people do, it depends. It really depends on products or niches, but no, we use PPC plus organic sales, of course, and then plus micro-influencers, as you mentioned. With their help, we can build a community around our brand. We get external traffic to Amazon, which Amazon really likes, and it awards us with better rankings. So we get more organic sales, better rankings, and we get media content from all of this. Just see if I'm right. Yes.
Very correct. Yeah. Also have a quick story here. Like, we were in Las Vegas in the beginning of October at the conference, and I ordered actually from the Amazon. I needed some things to put the flyers on, right? I mean, some plastic things that will hold the flyers. We had some flyers that we're giving out to people, so we needed those. So I ordered, and when I received them, I received those supports for flyers. I don't know what they're called anyway. So those small little things that you put the flyers on and people take one by one. And also they offered us with a small support things for a business cards, right? So that was a complementary product, and I was like, whoa, I never thought about this, but it's a very good product that I received, and we actually used it in the conference. So it was really amazing, and that's a good example of how you can bundle or offer more value to your customer whenever you're offering something. So yeah, that's good to use. Yeah. Now let's get back to this in terms of actual ranking strategy. The first thing is to choose the relevant keywords, to find the keywords and choose what you would rather rank on. Usually try to, when you see what keywords are generating sales, try to do like the 20-80 technique, because usually 20% of the keywords generate 80% of the income. So try to focus on that. And yeah, of course, the numbers are very important. Always keep track of them. We are using, for example, Helium 10 to extract the monthly sales for volume for each keyword, which is a very good metric. It's an estimation, but so far has been working very good for us. Same. And yeah. Super. So apart from that, you need to plan the target relevant keywords and to have a good strategy around that. You can do that through either PPC or try to run a product testing campaign. That's really up to you. Also, you need to use a tracker to monitor the progress. So you always need to be in touch with where you are, where you're going with for every keyword, just to make sure that you know where your sales are coming from. Now, we're here to help, and we can help you define a launching strategy. We at IntelliRank can also offer you with a free audit. All you have to do is use the links that Vova will put in below this video and reach out to us, and my team will be more than happy to help you with that. Yeah.
By the way, these are going to be affiliate links, Marcel. So that means that if people ever invest into working with your team to rank their products or pretty much, to launch their products, then I'm going to get a little commission from that. That does not cost extra to the viewers. However, we're going to have discounts. Plus, in this way, you can support my free content here, for which I'm really grateful. So yeah, just people know. And
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. This is we've tried to put this or ranking strategy in a smaller pyramid type of thing. So we see the every ranking in phases. Like, for example, on phase 1, whenever you're launching a new product, we're trying to target keywords with up to 1,000 monthly searches. So at first, try to, we value and we think that at the beginning of every product launch, you should keep your listing closed. That's a very good thing that we're doing, and it's turned out to be very, very good. And as soon as the product is available, try to get sales from day one. That's very important to show Amazon that you're selling, that your product is relevant. And that is something to have in mind with every new launch, to understand that the fact that you'll get boosted and you'll get more visibility, you'll get, ranked better, is because you are actually selling. Amazon calculates this sales velocity, which implies looking at the back and, analyzing your sales over time. It's not like today you're selling 100 products and tomorrow you're selling 0. That's a red flag in Amazon's eyes. So it's important to have consistency in sales. It's important to have like a long-term strategy on how to sustain sales and build yourself up in terms of ranking based on this sales amount. Now, we're starting with smaller keywords because you're trying to dominate smaller keywords and see whichever of those are actually bringing in sales. Now, from our experience, we're running also PPC. PPC is very good at telling you what keywords you're actually selling on, because from organic sales you don't know what keywords are generating sales. PPC can exact match, and also the reports can show you exactly what's generating sales from you. And if you're selling on a sponsored position on that keyword, you should try to boost your product organically as well on that specific keyword, because that's where the money is actually, right? So you're trying to be there and gain more real estate. Now, on the second phase, we're trying to reach out after you've dominated, like, let's say, the smaller keywords. We're trying to reach out to keywords for up to 5,000 monthly searches. And afterwards, in phase 3, go for the stronger keywords. Of course, this is just a concept, an idea, but this differs from one niche to another. On other niches, you can go up to maybe higher number of monthly searches. Depends on how competitive it is. Yeah.
Marcel, I'll say that monthly searches, we're talking about the ones that are specifically here. We're talking about Helium 10, because some people might be using different tools. Again, that's estimation. But as Marcel mentioned, as I mentioned in our cases, it seems to be working. Like, we use these parameters.
Definitely.
And I don't know exactly how they scrape the data, honestly, but it seems like it works in terms of targeting these keywords. But by the way, man, by saying ranking them You mean targeting them with PPC or with any other ways, or all around, like, for example, use all your traffic sources, for example, in the beginning on 6-7 keywords, or how does this, what do you mean here?
You have multiple choices here of targeting the keywords. First of all is PPC. Yes, that's a good choice to start with. Also, you have product testing campaigns that my agency is helping to run actually for you. And also there's the micro-influencers program. Whenever you're finding like one micro-influencers for your product, it's important to, also organize so they purchase by, targeting one of these keywords. It's very important to, know your niche, to know your keywords, and to try to get people to test your product. But in order to do that, you need to tell them how to find you, right? So they need to usually find you by opening Amazon.com. That's a very good strategy. Also type in the keyword that they're after, let's say yoga mat, and that's you there, position number 10 for at the moment. That's how usually a search find by mechanism works, for example. So people are searching for your keyword, finding your product and purchasing it, and this way that sale will be attributed on that keyword, on the yoga mat keyword. This is how things work. It's rather simple if you look at it, but on the long term, it's really helping you out to know where to send in your traffic.
Pretty cool, man.
Okay, So let me show you some recent results for the ranking campaigns that we've run, for testing campaigns that product testing campaigns that we've used for our customers. These are some fresh examples. The left one is from July, and also we reached position number 3. On the one on the right is from October. That's pretty fresh. And also here we've reached position 1 on keywords with more than 5,000 monthly searches. So these are quite competitive, but this can be very easy to rank on if you know how to do it and if you follow the right strategy. These are some other results, again from September and October 2021. So this is, let's say, the tracking that we're using. These are actually screenshots from Helium 10 showing how the product was positioned and how the ranking campaign, turned out. And as you can see, it's very important to reach the top. But a lot of, and I'm going to stop here and explain a few things. A lot of the people are, coming to us with a question. Okay, you can, orchestrate, let's say, and reach out to position number 1. How do you keep your product there? And this is a very good question, because you can gain the first position, you can reach out to the first position of any keyword, actually, but staying on the top position means that your product needs to have a very good first picture, which is the hook. So people should click on it. Should be a pattern disruptor, something that people will like and will choose among the competition there. This is an A/B testing thing to do. Nobody knows exactly, because you'll be going to people and asking, okay, is this picture okay to rank on? Yes or no? Depends on the customers of that niche. So that's very important. So testing is always part of the process, and improving is always part of the process, looking at the numbers. Also, you need a competitive price. And in the end, always look at the numbers. You have, for example, in Seller Central, you have the business report for any ASIN, any child, any parent, and you can track there the unit session percentage. That's a very good indicator. If you have a low amount of sessions on your product, it means your product is not ranked, or not a lot of people are actually finding it. If you have, let's say, a unit session percentage below 10%, it means that your product listing needs to be optimized. Maybe the photos, maybe the actual, EBC, if you have a brand registry. You need to modify something, because a lot of people are landing on your listing, but they're not purchasing the product. So it's always about improving, always checking the numbers and knowing what direction you need to travel to.
The unit session percentage is essentially conversion rate. So how many people land on the listing, how many people buy. 10% is like 100 people get inside, 10 people buy, 10% unit session percentage, also known as conversion rate. And what we saw in the graph here, I'll just explain to the people maybe. On the left, we have the position of a given keyword on Amazon. So it goes from 300, and it goes to position number 1, actually, if I'm not mistaken, in this specific graph. And then we can see by the time. So on August 12th, it was on a bit like 175, let's say. Then on August 13th, something, it was on 275. Boom. Then we start probably here. The campaign starts, or maybe even started beforehand. Sometimes the algorithm fluctuates, something like that. You can go up, down. But usually that's how it's good to see it. But also when you see that like a given keyword is always going up until it locks in first position. And as you mentioned, man, in order not to fall from there, because we can technically get a lot of sales, it will get on page one, position number one, boom. But the organic traffic does not convert, PPC does not convert, hence reviews, picture, title, good listing. If all this works together, you'll stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Hopefully.
the whole idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, competition might come. It's hard to say. There's nothing guaranteed,
Exactly.
Honestly. But yeah, okay.
It's a continual improvement process. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So what do you do after you're ranked, right? You're ranked on the first position on, let's say, or almost all the keywords on Amazon, or at least the most important ones. What do you do next? You invest in branding, you invest and move your attention into other areas. Like, for example, we are working with Instagram. We're very happy with it because it's an easy way to reach out to your end customer. It's an easy way to, interact with them, message them. And why Instagram and not TikTok, which is the best one out there in 2021 at least. And yeah, the problem with TikTok that we've encountered is that it's a bit harder to reach out to the people and, to message them, because you need to have a bi-directional approach. They need to follow you, you need to follow them in order to be able to actually message them. That's the problem. Hopefully they will fix that in the future, and we can also expand there. But what I'm about to explain you here can be used on any platform, as long as you can communicate with the people out there. So the whole concept on the micro influencers is that we're trying to target people and that have, a passion around your niche, around your brand. The whole idea behind it is to gain more reach, to gain authentic audience and expand your social followers, and also to gain authentic media content, and of course, gain more sales. That's the whole plan around it. Mm-hmm. Now, I will explain what a micro influencer is on Instagram. It's actually a profile with 1,000 to 100,000 followers, which is focused on a specific niche around your brand. So for example, if we stick to the yoga mat example, we're looking for people that, practice yoga on a daily basis. But if one is posting like daily about yoga, about, more poses that they've tried, maybe some movies around that, that person is a good fit for your product, because they're practicing yoga every day and they will need your yoga mat eventually. Maybe not today, but they need to know about it. But in order to engage that person and to, ask them to join your micro influencers program, your brand ambassador program, it's important to look at some factors. And one of them is the engagement rate. Like a minimum of 5% engagement rate on their post means that it's has a good following, with people engaged around that niche. For example, if they're having like 100 followers, you need at least 5 likes or comments or whatever at each post. Mm-hmm. So that's the minimum to have a good audience, because some people have like 100,000 followers and they're getting like 20 likes at the post. So this means that they're either posting in a bad audience, they have a bad audience, or they're not posting something relevant to that specific audience. So there are some important things to look into here. Also, when we're not targeting actual influencers or celebrities, that's also something that you can do, but targeting micro influencers is very easy, because you end up offering one free product and in return you'll get relevant content, you'll gain more exposure. You're looking for people with authenticity, with followers that are actually, authentic and relevant to your product. Regular influencers or celebrities usually have all sorts of followings. Some are, all of them are asking for money, and they're, posting about pretty much everything as long as they're getting paid. So you can do also that. It's important if you're, going to Kim Kardashian or whatever to promote your product. It's fine like that. But I don't know how many people would like to buy a yoga mat if Kim Kardashian is promoting it. I don't know. Never tried it, but you should. If you have the money to promote it, it's fine. But again, coming back, right. Coming back to micro influencers, let's say the beautiful part here is that those people already love this niche that you're into, like the yoga, for example, here. And when you're offering them with the yoga mat, they say like, okay, yeah, of course I'm going to try it. Of course I'm going to post about it in front of my audience and tag you in the process, because in the end, I'm doing this on a daily basis. So it's not like they're professional influencers, right? They're people like you and me with a passion, and they will most likely promote it and also gain the benefit of exposure and also the content. The process is quite simple. You need to research. You need to, look for people. You need to promote and ask the micro-influencers to, be part of your program. Also, you can add them to a database. The simplest way is to add them to an Excel sheet. And you know that in the future, when you'll be launching Yoga Wheel, or I don't know what other product in the yoga niche, you'll be going back to them and say, hey, I have this new product. Would you be interested in testing this one as well and promoting it in front of your audience? And they'll be like more than happy because they already worked with you, right? So they will definitely help you in future launches. Also, again, coming back to the keywords and to the ranking, whenever you're asking them to purchase your product, okay, let me scroll back a bit. So at first, you need to be sending the product manually from Seller Central when you're starting on Instagram, or maybe paying them, sending them the money up front to purchase your product. So that's how it works at the beginning, because they don't trust you. You're not like a regular brand out there. You don't have a lot of followers. You don't have a lot of engagement. And you need to prove that you are who you are. Later on, they'll be joining you and trying to reach out to you, and they'll be purchasing, and you'll be refunding them afterwards. Or of course, you can walk them through the actual purchase and ask them to purchase on a specific keyword. That will help you a bit on that keyword and give your ranking a little bit of juice, which is very important. Yeah. Also, whenever you're acting and you're getting into contact with the micro influencers, you're asking them to use some specific hashtags. With the hashtags, it's also important here to, okay, let me get back to the hashtags afterwards, because I see this post, this slide is here about optimizing and consolidating, which is very good. Optimizing and consolidating your brand profile. This is the first thing you should do when you're landing on Instagram. So you put there a nice bio with some good information. You also can put maybe your store URL from Amazon on the URL there that you have on Instagram. Also try to post regularly. And yeah, it's important to start your Instagram campaign and start posting and making some content for people to, see that you're actually active on Instagram, and also you can use a tool to schedule some automatic postings like later.com, which is a very, very handful of, helping you out on the Instagram journey. And later on, you can start to do the hashtag research. This is like pretty much doing the keyword research on Amazon. So it's the same thing, but it's done on Instagram. Now, Instagram helps you find the hashtags and suggests the one related to whatever you're typing there in the search. Now, in our case here, we have a product it's an actual tool. It's a bread scoring lane. It's a tool that artisan bakers use to make some drawings on bread.
The bread.
Yeah. So in this case, what we were looking for at the beginning was the bread scoring keyword, which was the one, but later on we found out that artisan bakery is a really powerful keyword, and people are posting in this area about this, the benefits of this tool and whatever this tool. I'll show you the tool a little bit later. And also Instagram is helping you out with related hashtags. So this is very important to have a look at whatever the Instagram recommendations are in related a specific hashtag. So in our case here, you're also getting some recommendation, and the second one, Bread Bosses, actually happens to be a competitor, one of those competitor products. Always in any industry, watch what your competitors are doing. So this one here, Bread Bosses, is one of the competitors that we had for this specific product.
Yes.
Now, in terms of the actual hashtag strategy, this is explained here. You start with making your brand name as a hashtag, and afterwards try to target each interval of time specific hashtags and reach out and dominate them. How do you dominate a hashtag? You will know that you've dominated the hashtag when your posts are on as top posts on that hashtag. When you're entering that hashtag, you'll see the top post category, and if you're there and you're dominating that part, you know that you've dominated this actual hashtag niche. This is like the competitor I was talking about, Bread Bosses. So they were selling a similar tool to the one that we were advertising, and they're a good source of inspiration because you can look at the hashtags they're using. You can also try to research based on that and decide whichever are good for your advertising as well. So always watch what your competitors are doing. Now, upon creating your brand hashtag, try to use it whenever you're posting. Also, you can use up to 30 hashtags with every posting. If you're not counting, let's say, the small tricks that you can do to hide the hashtag in the caption and stuff like that. But usually that should be enough for a good strategy and should give you a lot of reaching and expand your reaching with every post. Also, the entire strategy, again, try to post your brand hashtag along with 2-3 other hashtags that you're targeting and use them on every post that you have. And also ask the micro influencers to use those keywords whenever they're showing up and posting about your brand and also tagging you in the process. How do you contact the micro-influencers? Is a straightforward process. You try to create a relation with them. You have to try to understand that it's a person-to-person connection here. We're not trying to, contact them from a brand perspective. Hey, I'm the owner of the brand and stuff like that. I'm a simple person. Help us. This is a family business. Try to help us with this product. Maybe you can show it in front of your audience. We'll give you a product for free for testing if you like it. Of course, there's been times when we've received some brands had, let's say, a defective product. So the people were very nice and, saying, okay, we have this problem here. Maybe it broke over there. We don't know what happened. Maybe, if it's one product, two products, it's okay. But maybe you have an entire lot that has that problem. And it's a huge, red flag for you to, stop the sales on Amazon, maybe extract the merchandise to a 3PL and try to see if you can fix the problem rather than getting a lot of bad reviews on Amazon. So there's a lot of tricks that can be combined here. But the whole idea is to repeat the process. Also, you can ask your micro-influencers, people that have already tested your product, to host a giveaway or a contest on your behalf and, engage their audience into, following you as a brand and also tagging a friend in the comments field. And that, of course, will bring you more audience, more followers, more, visibility. And in the end, it will only, cost you, let's say, a free product that you're giving away to the right micro-influencer. Yeah, these are some organic results. Now, this is the tool I was talking about. This is the actual product that you do all that, beautiful cuts on the bread, and they look very nice. So these people are like, really magicians, if you ask me, in terms of creating that type of
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's real nice, and they're passionate about this, so it's a very good industry. So yeah, this is a very good example of, also some photos here have been used. Some of the photos we received from micro-influencers, we've been using them on the listings as well in EBC content. So this is very good strategy and let me give you something from our brands, because we're also Amazon sellers. And right now we have a lot of brand ambassadors. And whenever we're launching a new product, we're firstly engaging our brand ambassadors. So we're offering them with the product, we're getting a lot of content from them, and we're building our listings with authentic content from the micro-influencers. So we're trying to focus more on authenticity rather than, creating photos in the first and one more photography we are creating. The first one, because it needs, a white background. That's the main picture. That's very important. And also the infographic, if you have some, it depends on the product. Yeah.
But the others are like user-generated content, which gives you strong social proof.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So this is it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention.
Few things. First, thank you for being with us, and for the viewers watching, please don't go yet, because I wanted to kind of see if I can sum it up and ask you a few questions about the last strategy, and if we have a few minutes for that. So, for example, with the Instagram, right? If I understand right, so what we do is we have our product on Amazon, and we want to promote it, right? We want to start ranking it. We want to start launching it. Maybe even before it got in there, we can already contact the influencers, kind of to have them ready, which I think would make sense, right? But then what we do is we talk to them, direct message them, I believe, right? From our brand kind of profile, which we also need to keep active with like relevant content, gain some kind of followers for us, so it looks like more authentic, real, which it is. And then we contact the bloggers and micro influencers, which, as you mentioned, is between 1,000 to 100,000. It depends. They might ask for money, they might not. You can negotiate, but it seems like in those 1,000, 5,000, they just get the free product and they're happy to use it. But then I'm curious. So, for example, we say like, hey, so David, we'll send you the product. David is like, yeah, sure, I'll share it. How do we get the traffic to Amazon? Will we tell them to tag our brand, and in our brand bio, we will share the link to a specific keyword on Amazon or something like that, or to the storefront, or to directly to the product page? Just curious in this step. So I want to understand, like, how does the traffic get to us? Or it's just awareness of the brand, so people will search for it? Or how would you say?
It's a very good question. And there are multiple ways of doing this. For example, myself, I prefer sometimes on some of the brands to send the traffic directly to my Shopify. So I will have there my www domain, and everything that goes from social media will go to my domain. Why? Because I want to have, the full details of the customers Also, I need to pixel them. I want to, follow them around. So this is one strategy. Of course, you can put your domain there in the bio and everyone will go to your website and purchase from there. That's a first approach. The second approach would be to go to your website, but also redirect them to Amazon via a keyword that you can, put there in the link. That's the second part. The third one would be to actually direct them to your Amazon store, amazon.com/your store name. That's another way. This would be the three that I would stick to, the three options. The fourth one would be to put maybe a link tree. But link tree, it's like a menu type of offer them with more. You can play with this. You can play and see whichever is okay for you. But at the beginning, you'll be offering them. This is on your profile that I've talked about. So yes. On your profile, you have the bio. Of course, when the micro influencer will be posting, they will tag your brand. Of course, people that will see your brand will have to come on your brand profile. Maybe look at the content that you've shared there, and also click on the bio link. That's what usually happens on social media. Later on, if you go over 10,000 followers, you can, of course, post some, and get the swipe up, right? That's very important, of course. But in time, you get that. But at the beginning, you'll be sending the products to the testers, or you'll be paying them upfront to, purchase a product from Amazon. This is what usually happens. Later on, you can talk to them and say, hey, Dave, we have this new product. It's just been launched. Okay, would you try to click here? And you can offer them with a two-step URL. Of course, you can also say, hey, Dave, you can go on Amazon if your product is on the, let's say, first 2-3 pages of the Amazon search results. Hey, Google, go to Amazon, look for this keyword, find my product there and purchase from Amazon. And that's another way. And you refound them. That's another way of doing things. So it's a lot of, part of the process, how you like it based on how you can do it. Because like I said at the beginning, you're kind of, strict about the way you can do it. But later on, as you grow, as you have more followers, as you have your own brand, let's say brand ambassadors, then those people will trust you. And this is what you're trying to build, trust. Yeah. And that's the way forward. Of course, this takes time. This will not happen overnight. This is a process. And but I'm trying to explain the whole idea and the psychological factor behind it. Because what we're targeting here is actually psychology. Like any commercial on TV, you're trying to be, in front of the people to see more about you, because whenever they will go to purchase, let's say, a yoga mat, is more likely to purchase from Vova here because they've seen Vova everywhere, right? Vova is, yoga mats and everything related to yoga, rather than purchasing from Marcel here, who's, never heard of him, right? So it's that simple. It's psychological factor. And also it's another psychological factor, which is the belonging to a group. They want to identify themselves with that group. So if Vova here is advertising, let's say, the yoga mat, they say, oh, Vova got himself that brand new yoga mat with, I don't know, whatever improvement they added to it, right? I want one myself also because, it's cool. And Vova is so happy when using it. So that's the whole idea.
Pretty cool, man. So we're going to have, as I mentioned, your links to different services you offer. The one with product testers, the one with the Instagram influencers as well, micro influencers. You can actually help people find those influencers without them doing anything, pretty much. You take it on your behalf. And say with product testers, you can find people that can, as I mentioned, also test products on Amazon, right, of the brand that comes to you. We're going to have these links down in the description along with some discounts. So Marcel was able to provide discounts for the audience, which I really appreciate. And just to sum it up, we do all this together when a launch happens. We want to have as much traffic as we can from different sources in order to hopefully quality traffic that will also convert, right? And based on all the parts that we mentioned here, and then it will all rank us hopefully on keywords. So we consistently get sales in some keywords, they'll go up, and with a good listing, with a good offer of a product, we're going to stick there and hopefully make some money and have a big, strong brand with many happy customers. And also there's a free ebook, microinfluencers.intelrank.info, so you can get more info about this process. I'll link in the description as well. So, and man, I appreciate you coming today. It was really fun. Hopefully you would appreciate a like here on the video if you enjoyed it, a dislike if you didn't. Tell us why you enjoyed and why not. And also
feel free to post your comments and questions here in the video, and I'll answer. Vova can reach out to me anytime, and I'll answer all the questions. So
thanks, man. Really, it was really interesting, very informative, and thank you, man. Thank you a lot.
Stay safe.